So today I'm going to do a book review video. I have 6 books, wait, 7 books, and the one book I did have, but my mom's reading it because it was a really good book, so I'm going to leave that one to the end. Like always, I always put the titles and the chapters, the titles and the authors in the description box below in case you want to read some of them. So these 2 books are in a mystery series, and this is an actual place in Pennsylvania. And this librarian who solves mysteries, and these 2 books were about actual authors in real life, like Edgar Allan Poe, and what's this one? I forget what the other one was. The other one was like a playwright guy, Hugh Brentridge, I guess. So this one is called Stagestruck, and the series is called The Secrets of the Blue Hill Library. And this is what it looks like. And basically what it's about this girl named Anne, and she gets, her Aunt Edie dies and leaves her with the library. And her one friend or cousin or somebody comes to her and tells her that her aunt might have the secret missing play by the famous playwright Hugh Brentridge or whatever. So she goes on the hunt trying to find it, and along the way people are trying to take her off the scent, sort of stuff like that. It was a really good book. Like, I don't know who Hugh Brentridge is, but he has to be a real playwright because they're in a library. So yeah. So this one was a little bit better because I knew who it was about. It was about Edgar Allan Poe. And this is called The Rightful Owner. It's still The Secrets of the Blue Hill Library, and it's still by Emily Thomas. I got these books at like a library book sale, and yeah, just 2 library book sales. And this is what it looks like. They're all in hardback, and the chapters are really good. Like, they're not really long, they're not really short, they're just really good. So that book is about, she is having a library book sale, and people are bringing in their used donated books, and one of the boxes is this rare first edition short stories by Edgar Allan Poe. And she thinks that the person who donated it really didn't want to donate it, so she goes on the hunt trying to figure out who this book belongs to because it's worth a lot of money. So that's what happens in that book. These books are really good. Like, if you really don't like mystery series, or you're just starting out reading, like, not like young fiction or young teen or whatever, these books would probably be really good to read, like, for a transitional period. The next 2 books I have, this one really wasn't that good. It was kind of like a corny book because it was a Harlequin romance book. This is by Kasey. It's To Marry at Christmas. This is what it looks like. It's a short book. It only had 10 chapters in it. What that book was about was, it was about this girl. She works for this guy at his, like, I don't know what you would call it, like mall or like superstore or something. And she falls in love with him, and they get married at Christmas. That's basically what the whole book is about. It was a really corny book. Like, it wasn't that good. Like, don't get me wrong, like, Harlequin books, some of them are okay, some of them aren't good. This one really wasn't that good. I only read this book because I needed, like, a short read, because all the books I read were really long, and I just needed something short to read. This book is by Cheryl Woods. It's called Home in Carolina, a Sweet Magnolia Novel. And this is what it looks like. This one was really good. This one was about Annie Sullivan. She comes back to her hometown to work as like a physical therapist. And her old boyfriend, Ty, he was a baseball player, and he gets injured. And they rekindle their romance, sort of, and lots of drama happens, like, he was married, or no, he wasn't married, he had, like, a kid to somebody, and it goes in parts, so it's, like, one part is, like, one chapter might be in the present, and the next chapter might be in the past, stuff like that. And it's really good. Like, sometimes I really like those books where it's like one chapter is in the present, the next chapter is in the past, so you get some kind of like recognition of what happened in the past. Otherwise, that's sweat. While the book's still going. And of course, at the end, they do live happily ever after, but there's a twist to it, so you guys have to read it. I like that book. It was really good, and it's by an author that, like, I know, but I never read any of her books. So this book I read really wasn't that good, and I'll tell you why, because it was just bad. I don't really know how to say the person's name, so I'm not even going to try and say it. But I bought this book, I think, like, in one of my book review videos, book haul videos, if you look through them, or if you've ever seen any of them. I did, like, one where it was, like, a biblical-themed book haul video. And this one is a hardback book, and I got this at a library book sale, I think. And this is called The Moses Expedition, and it's a novel. And it was really long. This is what it looks like. It really wasn't this great. So first of all, it does have stuff to do with Moses, but it's not through, like, the whole book. What it's mostly about is about the Ark of the Covenant, and it's about this group of people who get together to try to find the Ark of the Covenant because they say it's buried in the Middle East or something, and they have to go find it. And all this stuff's going on, like, people are trying to stop them from finding it. In their little group, there's people who just want it for themselves. But they never really talked about Moses in this book. It was mostly just about the Ark of the Covenant. And I know the Ark of the Covenant does relate to Moses, but if you want to call it something different besides the Moses Expedition, which I bought that because I think the Moses story is, like, one of my favorite stories in the Bible. And I do like the Ten Commandments thing with Charles Heston. I think that's how his name is. I forget. And, yeah, so that movie was really good. So I thought it was going to be more about, like, Moses and stuff. Like, maybe one chapter was about, like, the present, and one was about in the biblical times when the Ark of the Covenant was getting made, stuff like that. But it really wasn't. It didn't have really a lot of Moses parts in it. So this book really wasn't that good. It really didn't, like, live up to the expectation that I thought it was going to. It wasn't that good. So these two books I have, these are from the Sookie Stackhouse True Blood series, whatever you want to call it. This one is the first, this is the, I don't even know, maybe like the 5th one in the series. I don't really know. I don't know why my eyes look really dark in this camera. But, this is called Dead as a Doornail, and it's by Charlaine Harris. I don't even know if that's how you say her first name. I don't know. This is what it looks like, and to be honest, I read some of these books, and I think to be honest right now, I think I like the True Blood series better than the books, to be honest. This book really wasn't that good. It was, like, it just wasn't good, you guys. Like, these two weren't that good. It was about Sookie and her brother, in the last book, gets turned into, like, a werepanther. So he only gets, he changes into a werepanther only when it's a full moon. And Sookie goes on the hunt because there's somebody in town that's killing all of the shifters or were animal people. So she has to figure out who's been doing that in that book. And then this one is called Definitely Dead, and this is what it looks like. In this book, it's about Sookie goes to Louisiana, and she goes there because her cousin Hadley died. And while she's there, she learns more about how her cousin died, and she has to figure out mysteries and that. I really didn't, like, get into that book, so I really didn't like it. So the last book I have, I don't really have with me because I told you my mom's reading it. So, The Light Between Oceans. I know that's a movie that's out right now, but it was actually a book first. It came out in 2012, so it was like, what, 4 years ago. And that book is really, really good. Like, I didn't see the movie yet, but I really don't think the movie is going to be as good as the book was. The book was so amazing, and what it's about this couple who've been trying to have kids. they had 2 miscarriages and 1 stillbirth. And they find this baby in a boat, and they take care of it, not knowing that the mother is still alive on the, they live on like this island lighthouse thing. So when they go back to the shore, or the coast, whatever they call it, they find out her mom's still alive, and her, the husband wants to tell the mother, and then the wife doesn't. It's a really good book. You guys have to read it, because it is a good, like, the ending of the book, the last chapter of the book, it almost made me cry, like, the whole, like, it didn't make me cry until, like, the last chapter. That's how good it was. And I usually don't cry when I read books, not even if they're, like, really sad. But that one made me cry, like, it really did. So, comment below and tell me some of your books that you liked for this month. Please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time with another video.